Hey everybody, it's Eric.
And I'm Tim.
And this is Glenda.
We are D&D Miniature and Board Games. So, we played several games of Dizzle. We did a playthrough of 4 of those games that will be uploaded shortly after the review, or maybe before, depending on what kind of a mood I'm in when I'm doing my editing. But, stay tuned to hear what we thought about it. Hey, so you came back. Great. Dizzle.
Or they stay.
Stronghold games. 1 to 4 player game. This actually can be played solo. 8 and up. 20 minutes per game. We are going to score like we normally do. And if you're not used to our scoring, we score on graphics and artwork, rulebook, components, replayability, and overall fun that we have with the game. We score on 1 to 5, with 5 being outstanding, 1 being horrible, and 3 being basic. Nothing good, nothing bad, it's just a basic score right in the middle. Graphics and artwork, I got a 3. What'd you get, Tim?
I gave it a 3.
Glenda?
I gave it a 4.
I'm just going to say that for the type of game it was exactly what I expected to see. It's nothing outstanding, but it's not bad. It's just what really needs to be there for this game. Glenda, you seem to score a little bit higher than Tim and I. Why don't you kind of say why?
Okay, on the graphics and artwork, you don't expect a lot because of, like you said, the type of game it is. You know, it's a simple game. You write on their sheet, and I took out a point out of 5 because on the clarity of when you're marking it. They chose the color, for the gem and all that. But then if it's not, the number, how many, what they call that, on the dice, sometimes you have to really look at it. It's kind of faint. But that's all it is. I mean, I really didn't really have a problem with it. It's a simple game. It's a small scale game. I mean, I'm not that picky. It's full.
Anything to add, Tim?
No.
It really was to me. I think you would felt the same way. Just what it needed to be, right?
Yeah. It was right where it needed to be for the game it is.
All right. Well, we'll go into rulebook. I gave rulebook a solid 5.
I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 5.
I was one of the first to read the rulebook, and then these guys read it after I did, and these people next to me.
Use guys.
These guys.
But I found, and you'll notice it in the playthrough if you watch it, we didn't really have to refer to the rulebook hardly at all. Once you read through it, play like a level 1 with the rulebook in front of you. This is one of those games that's very easy to play, very easy to understand, and it's quick. Once you figure it out, it's quick to play.
And I think that's what gave me the basic score. Upon reading, well, let me put it to you this way. I listen, because we only got one copy of the rules. I listen as he's reading the rules. All right? So it's like, no, I don't get it. It seems confusing. Then we started playing, and I started, all the stuff that he was saying started to be in motion in front of me, and I started to grasp it. Going back and looking at the rule book afterwards, knowing how to play, the rule book makes sense. But it's that initial reading through without seeing the mechanics in play that really confused you, or I think it confused you. So that's why I said, it's a rule book. You can use it to begin, start your game, play your game, and move on. But until you physically just start putting die down, it's still going to be just words on a page that don't really make, visual sense yet. My opinion.
Glenda?
I really think it's like a bullet form instruction. So everything was laid out, what do you call it, chronologically, or as you play
Alphabetically.
it. No, so
Orthogonally.
from the beginning to the end, and for every question that you may have, they have it on the rule book. So if this does not happen, this is what happens. If this happens, this is what's going to happen. And this, so basically, it's not referred to this. No, it's just there. So I think it's so easy to comprehend. I give it a 5.
One of the things I'd like to also add with the rulebook is that as you go through the different levels, you get different things added to the game. And if you look in the rulebook, those are actually in order as per when they hit during the levels.
Yeah.
So it was very well done.
That was
Very
pretty good.
so orderly.
All right, so components. I gave a 3 on components. Tim?
I give it a 4.
I gave it a 4.
Understand something. When I look at this, it's what you need. You get 4 felt markers because you can have up to 4 players. You get 13 dice because you need 13 dice at certain levels of the game, certain amount of people with the game. Because the different amount of people decides how many dice and how many rounds you go. And then they give you the book of the level sheets, which I believe there was upwards of it was about 45 sheets per level.
Per level.
And level 1, level 2 is front and back, level 3 and level 4 is front and back. So in the end, you can play, 180 games of this. I'm assuming that you will be able to reorder just the book, so you can play more games. But you get a good, 100, like I said, 180, 200 games out of the level book.
And who knows, this could possibly, an expansion is literally printing off level 5, level 6.
Well, they literally
level
could just
7,
put.
level 8.
They literally just could put the sheet as a download from their website, and you could
Just in
print
case you
off
run
what
out
you
of it.
want to do. Well, but if they wanted to go with like a level 5, level 6,
okay.
level 7, level 8, it's the sheets there, and you can just do it. Or, I really, tell you the truth, and I know we're on components, not really replayability or fun, but this is the type of game that a person could go and they could make their own level up. They could make this up and play with it, and I don't think there'd be any problem doing that. But we're not really playability, so I'm going to leave that till then. Components?
The markers put me over the top.
You love those little things, don't you?
For a game maker to have the forethought to say, you know what, we're gonna package some felt markers in this as well, instead of saying, you need to go get a pen, kids. We're gonna give you some. And they're tiny. Fit right into the box. This is something that goes a long way, because this is a game that you can throw into a bag when you're going
Trips.
on a trip, stuff like that. And I think that all has a lot to do with the thinking for the components of the game.
Glenda?
Same here. I think that's why I took a point off, because look at the marker, what it did to me. Maybe we need to wash them.
Because you wouldn't put your glasses on.
I gave it a 4. I mean, what else are you gonna ask for? You have your marker, you have your stuff, your sheet, and different colors and different levels. You have your dice, and that's all you need for the game. And then this is a tossed out paper. So, and I think, like Eric said, there's kind of enough, and maybe if you need some, maybe they're gonna offer it online. Who knows?
So
Or
you can just print
order
off,
it.
download.
Correct.
And I think that would actually be the best, because a selling point of this is probably, I think I saw the sheet was like $19.99. So the sheets themselves, they could do as a free download for people that bought the game, because you're not going to need the sheets. If you don't have the game, you really can't use the sheets anyways. You need the rule book and stuff and things of that nature. But yeah, you know, I like the idea though. Like Tim and I were kind of, I think we were on the same wavelength where they could make different levels of these that you could download offline to play more.
Oh man, you can go nuts with this.
You could. Replayability. Listen, guys, I gave a solid 5. What did you guys do?
I gave it a 4.
4.
Okay. The reason I gave it a solid 5, there are several factors that can change replayability to make this replayable a lot. Number one, like I said earlier, you can play up to 180 games based on 45, run randomly 45 sheets, roughly 45 sheets of every level. It's the number of players, it's the chance of the dice, it's the chance of the rerolls, it's the chance of a person like me who maybe doesn't gamble, but Glenda who will roll with 2 dice to take a chance of getting the same number.
Eric's a safe person.
I'm a safe person. But that's what makes this replayability high for me in this game.
He's maniacal.
Depending on who you play with, depends on what their strategy is, depending on what the dice are rolled, it's a solid 5 for me. Tim, Glenda, you guys both gave 4s.
You know, I gave it a 4 for the same reason you gave it a 5, basically. The only difference is that I can see where, you know, we played basically, 8 games tonight. And by the end of the last one, I was kind of like, I'm tired of looking at dice.
I mean, really? That's our favorite thing.
But rolling like this, it's like that. What was it? Endure the Stars, where you got to keep rolling.
No.
Yeah, at the end of the game, you're.
Well, you were dead by the second round of that game, so we can't.
You're
count
tired
it.
of looking at dice. Yeah, but you're still rolling 50 times before you can do anything. And I mean, it doesn't take away from anything. I mean, this is a hugely freaking, fun game that can be played umpteen times if you want. But I think it in doses. Yeah, in doses.
Yeah.
This could be Monopoly for some folks.
It almost was for us. Especially when I suggested we tally up our score for all 4. Glenda?
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. What am I? Replayability. You can play it over and over again, different results, different, more players, more fun, cutthroat. Yeah, you can do more, and you'll still play it over and over again. So, different results, and it's still going to be fun for me. So, I give it a 4.
Overall fun. Listen, overall fun, I gave a 4. Tim?
I gave it a 4.
5. I gave it my fun.
Go ahead,
5.
Glenda. What?
Fun 5.
Fun 5.
You were higher than Tim and I. Why was yours possibly higher than our score?
Her score was higher than Eric and I.
No. Because it's a short game. I like.
She likes short games.
I just don't want to drug stream when I get back to work.
I like fast-paced games. I like games that we can just sit down, not a lot of thinking. That just sit down, okay, let's do this. Not a lot of arrangement. I mean, for this type of game, it's easy. Handy, take it with you. Let's go play. All right, time to cook. I'm just kidding. All right, time to go. It's fun.
See, I found it fun. I didn't think it was the over the top, but it was above average fun. And Glenda's right. It's a game you can take on the go. If you're going on an airplane,
oh yeah,
you pull down those tray tables. You can play this on an airplane. It's a solo. You can play it by yourself, or you can play it with the person that's flying with you, or play it with the person that you don't even know that's next to you.
So they will not talk to you. Just play with.
They'll just play the game.
And then they'll get mad at you.
And throw your dice, or you'll drop a die and won't be able to find it because you're on an airplane. But hey, what gamer doesn't have extra dice with them?
Yes.
Do you got anything else to say about fun, man?
No, it's just this is definitely a fun game. It is a travel game.
Yes.
It is a
Pass the time game.
Yeah, power's out. Let's freaking do something to occupy our brains.
Let's play some Dizzle!
Let's distract the kids.
Exactly. There you go.
I mean,
Add that, the kids.
this is a multifunctional, fun game.
I wish we could have gotten a couple of John's kids involved in this, because I think we would got a totally different aspect of it with kids too. Because where I gave it a 3 on graphics and artwork for kids, that's perfect because it's very explains very well, simple and very explanatory. Listen, overall score from us 4.1 out of 5. Above average score for above average game. As always,
support your local game stores.
We support Discover Games.
Fayetteville, Georgia. I'm going to say something about the game.
And we want to thank Stronghold Games for sending us this game to review. If you're interested, this does release, I believe, August 7th. Yep. So if you want it, run down to your local gaming store, ask them to order it, hold it for you so you can buy it. And like I said, check it out. We will have a playthrough up if it's not up already, where we did play all 4 levels at one time.
Good break game.
And there's also an unboxing that'll be up as well. So check those out. As always, everybody, game on.
Game on, folks.
Game on.
Dizzle!